I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, well I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, oh Lord.
Let's trade! Hey guys, what's going on? August 28th, 2020, and a bunch of you guys that are true short sellers are about to make a killing in this market, guys. We're going through a phenomenon. Now, for any of you that had a girlfriend, maybe at this point she's your ex-wife, I'm going to give you a very good analogy of exactly what the market is doing right now, and that is, you know how sometimes females, they'll hold the stuff inside of them for like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then this shit just blows up, okay? And that's when all kinds of drama is happening, and you're like sitting there like, okay, so why is that you didn't tell me about this like before then, 3 weeks ago, when an issue actually happened? Well, it's because they keep the stuff inside boiling and boiling and boiling until to the point where the temperature is basically breaking above all possible limits. Just kind of like the market is breaking this morning pre-market above the 3,500 level. It's been boiling and boiling and boiling. All these divergences have been boiling up, and at this point, we're the level, okay, where all this stuff that's been market's been holding inside of it, all this negativity, all this crazy shit, okay, it's about to blow up. And with that said, we're tracking for a crazy move 6, guys. And crazy move 6 will get you paid. That is the best move you can possibly trade on a freaking Friday, because the drop happens within the last 2 hours of the trading session, and the options are cheapest. So congratulations if you got a small account, because you're about to make a killing in the last 2 hours of the trading session on August 28th, because the market will finally start collapsing, and that collapse is going to go into Monday as well, guys. So get ready, be very patient, start buying some puts right around 1, 2 p.m. on a Friday, August the 28th. Split your strikes, expirations on, buy some expirations for later today. If you got a small account, options that expire today on the 28th. If you buy them around 2 p.m., guys, and the bigger part of the move is actually going to happen in the last 2 hours, so you're capturing the bigger size move, and you're paying very little for your options. Some of you will make 500, 1,000, 1,500% in the last 2 hours of the trading session today. So without any further ado, let me show you exactly what makes us so confident here with the 13 markets move formula that the sell-off will actually begin today between 3 4 p.m. on Monday, August the 31st. Could be equivalent to a Black Monday. Now, Black Monday these days, considering the market's been rocketing higher pretty much every day for the last 5 months, even a couple thousand-point drop on a Monday would be worthy of calling it a Black Friday at this point. So, Black Monday. Now, there is a huge divergence we're noticing. Clearly, if you're watching the markets, guys, if you're not just, jumping in and out of, penny stocks, or jumping on some of the calls and waiting until, they just forever grow higher and higher, while the market's actually been quite consistent making this pullbacks, guys, you would have noticed one simple fucking thing that is the most important thing that I've talked to you about a week ago. We've talked about the double top. Okay, so the double top, basically, the markets are at all-time highs right now. We're around 3,500 on the S&P, but VIX, okay, is at about 25, 27 range. Okay, Officially, this has never happened in the history of the United States stock market, meaning where you have a highly elevated VIX while the market is at all-time highs. So if this is any indication that this has never happened before, guys, VIX, typically when the market has been rocketing higher at all-time highs, typically, it's been around 11, 12, 14, 15, but not freaking 25, 27. That is the most important divergence. Now, we're also picking up on multi-day divergence between green move, green VIX type scenario. I'm going to elaborate on that in just a moment. But another thing that happens, okay, that is completely being ignored today here in the United States stock market is the fact that Japanese Prime Minister quits, basically said, I've had enough of this shit, I'm done. 800-point drop in Japan, but United States futures, guess what they do here? When the news came out, they did absolutely nothing. I mean, they were basically unshaken, just like the market has been unshaken. But again, okay, just because your girlfriend or your wife didn't tell you today that she had an issue with you does not mean that she's not going to blow up on you about this situation a couple of days from now or a week from now. Okay, so this 800-point drop in Japan and the United States futures not responding, okay, that actually creates a huge divergence in itself and creates a huge opportunity for you as a short seller to profit from this upcoming drop. Oftentimes in many videos, if you've been following the channel for the last couple of years, we'll refer to this as a delay effect in the markets. So the delay effect is here because typically when you have an 800-point drop in Japan, United States futures here would typically drop on the Dow maybe 500 points. Okay, and an equivalent percentage return clearly on the S&P and NASDAQ. But nothing. The futures didn't do absolutely nothing. So with that said, we're going to glance at that situation. And the easiest trade you can put on is buy the hell out of VIX calls. Okay, Okta, guys, is a company that reported, actually, Okta and Alta, they both reported earnings last night. Again, it's not about the earnings, how great the earnings are, or how not great the earnings are. It's about the market reaction to the earnings. That's how you make money as a day trader or swing trader. So with that said, lucrative opportunities on shorting the bounce. Bounce in Okta, Alta, any intraday bounce is to be shorted, guys. Trading today's Friday expirations on these things will actually get you paid. And Tesla, when everybody thinks just this shit just going to keep going higher and higher, guys, if you trade Tesla in the last few hours of the trading session today, you will make a killing. This shit is about to fall out maybe $150 to $200. And this is where you can actually pick up Tesla options extra cheap the day of expiration. But the size of the move that can take place today in Tesla is rather huge, possible 200-point drop, and that'll get you paid. That will get, I mean, somebody will be making freaking 1,000% on Tesla puts today. So let's take a look a little bit closer at the situation. So here's the 800-point drop, and that happened right around 1 a.m. when the news came out. The Japanese Prime Minister is looking to exit, and this could be just a sign that the country that's been running zero-rate policy may be about to blow up. And with that said, the United States would be next. Generally speaking, these futures are highly correlated, meaning when shit drops in Japan by 800 points, certainly would expect a decent-sized reaction, adequately on, let's say, Dow Jones. About 500-point drop. I mean, at least 400 points. So we didn't get any sort of reaction. Now, since then, the futures did recover. But at the moment that was actually happening, futures here in the United States didn't do absolutely nothing. So when you woke up, I mean, Japan was probably, around 7 a.m. It was only down maybe like 300 points. So maybe you missed it. But this is huge. So when typically two things that are highly correlated, positively correlated, are not responding in the way they typically are, it could be easily a sign of a delay effect. So just because the futures here has not done this yet, it could be coming over the next 48 hours. And it's likely to happen later on today on Friday between 2 and 3 p.m. So with next point is VIX is at 25.27 while the market is all-time highs. While it's playing with this level on S&P of around 3,500, okay, it points to the fact that a huge reversal could indeed take place at any given moment. Now, this is the highest probability of a market move for today. It's a 6. Expect the market to basically sort of fight with that level for some time, maybe reattack that level of 3,500 multiple times today. In the last part of the trade session, expect this right here. Now, also, as you can see, I'm pointing out this Tesla trade is going to do exactly the same thing. So Tesla's going to probably fuck off between, 2250 and 2300 all day. And then at the end of the day, expect a huge sell-off. So this right here would coincide with about maybe 1:32 p.m. You get in right here, you basically, this shit will drop the fuck out by 4 p.m. So expect a huge move. So not sure by 2 p.m. where Tesla would actually be trading, but if it's anywhere above 2250, you want to short the hell out of it. Just buy the 2200 strike puts. By the end of the day, Tesla could be at 2100, and this will get you paid. Now, next market move for today, guys, is 11.6 with the highest probability of an actual 6. Let me show you this crazy scenario that's developing on the 13 markets move calendar. It doesn't happen often. It typically happens right about the time when the market is about to drop the hell out. So this is what we got. So for those of you maybe not so familiar with the 13 markets move terminology, okay, this is what you need to be paying attention to. So when you have a green move, you should have red VIX, okay? Now, very rarely, this situation will happen where you have a green move that is accompanied by a green VIX. Now, that is a divergence, okay? So see, this happens the next day, okay, we get a red move. So this typically precedes a red move or a series of red moves, okay? Now, we had a 7 here, which is a bullish move with a green VIX. So that's a divergence. The next day, VIX didn't drop, and we got another 7 move, which is a bullish move. But again, this could be just the delay effect. But typically when you get 777 formation, it's highly bullish. But what we've noticed is it's a fake 777 sequence because the VIX is refusing to drop. Not only that, between Tuesday and Wednesday, VIX actually managed to move higher in relation to the prior bullish move, and it finished, as you can see, the day before it's at 2203 and finished at 23.2. Now, the next crazy stuff is we get an 11, which is not the most bearish out of all the most, but the VIX spikes to 27, and we're finishing out at 24.44. So this is your sort of first uptrend that you can call where VIX continuously goes higher 3 days in a row. So for short time frame, okay, 3 days in a row, VIX closes higher. It goes from 22 to 23 to 24, guys. This is a solid little uptrend considering the VIX from there has been dropping and dropping and dropping pretty much. This is a trend reversal opportunity in the VIX because it could shoot to the moon from here. And it's likely to shoot to the moon on Monday. So if you really want to profit on this VIX trade, you buy next week expiration on the VIX. It's a nice, easy, and simple trade. Now, 11.6, it's a top and move combination that's highly, highly potent. And on Monday, we can get a 3 and 11, which are both red moves, guys. So very important that you split your expirations between today's contracts and Monday contracts in order to get paid on short selling the market today on the 28th of August. So multiple days, green days accompanied by green VIXs is actually a bearish divergence. Occasionally we'll get maybe one day like this that'll happen, but now it is a second week in a row, and this week by itself we had 2 situations where we get a bullish green move that is actually accompanied by a higher VIX. And on top of that, if you just look at where the market's been going, right? The market's going higher and higher and higher, and so is VIX in the last few days. So that's a killer divergence, guys. Typically, sometimes these divergences will happen like intraday, but for it to actually stay like this, it's freaking absolutely phenomenal and amazing. So expect some wild shit to happen in the market next week. While apparently complacency is still at all-time highs from the market participants. Everybody thinks the market will just keep moving to the moon, but that's not the case. You know, we've nailed pretty much every major reversal in the last 5 years in the market, and so this is another one of those situations, guys. So yesterday on the 27th was a move 11. Now this was a tricky move because it basically opens up right here, it moves higher, and it finishes pretty much where it started the day at. But if you break down the move, it's got two moving 11 patterns, two pyramids within that bigger size move. So overall, we're assigning based on the behavior and characteristics of the move as a move 11, which is a red move. 2-day sequence is 7-11. 7-11 basically been buying the dip, and now the market is stalling out right here. It's a topping move. 5-day sequence, 4 sevens, 11. So this is a break of what appears to be a bullish sequence, but the VIX was not participating in this bullish sequence. VIX is pointing to a divergence in the 13 markets move formula. Those are going to be some of the most highly paid opportunities that the market can present for you guys, because on one side, things are looking bullish, so your put options are not priced to the max. As a matter of fact, you can get some bargains on puts, but when the market begins an outsized move, all of that gets adjusted. So the transition here from what appears to be a highly bullish setting into the first red day. Now, understand that if you haven't studied the 13 markets move formula, a red day does not have to be, or red move does not necessarily mean in 13 markets move formula that the market is negative. The market could still finish positive in a move 11 formation. So it doesn't mean that the market went negative intraday or by the end of the day. You really got to understand that there's actually 3 variations of a move 11 to really make the most of trading these type of moves. But the market didn't go negative yesterday, but it was a negative move. It was a move 11. So after we get that confirmation on the rise in VIX and the divergence on the sequence, guys, this puts us in a highly, highly probable state where next few days are going to be red moves, not green moves. And expect more of this type of behavior if we're looking on the 15-day, 5-day chart. You see this type of behavior is what's going to be dominating the market going into the close today, Monday, Tuesday. Pretty much this is going to be the most relevant behavior to you as a trader over the course of the next 7 to 14 days. So if you know how to short the bounce, guys, you're going to do exceptionally well. So VIX can easily break out to 38.42 by next week. We're getting confirmation in the uptrend of the VIX. So officially we're switching this. As you can see, it's been side trending for some time. We've switched that to an uptrend in the VIX. Uptrend in the VIX is confirmed. You want to stay with VIX calls. You pretty much want to short any high flyer name that had ridiculous runs in the last 5 months. Understand this, everybody's been piling in into these key names, and now they are going to be all heading for the exit at the same time. That's why these stocks are going to have some of the biggest drops. So with that said, guys, trade like a rock star. I'll catch you in the next trade soon. Let's roll.
Oh, I'm such a shit!